Welcome to RoosterTV, and today we're joined by a very happy coach after yesterday's result against Adelaide, Jacob Surjan. Serge, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tubbs. Thanks for having me on your show.
No problems at all, mate. Anytime. Before we get to the footy, mate, we did have our annual gala dinner last week, which was a great event at Adelaide Oval with over 300 people attending, and Ash and the events team did a great job in presenting a Christmas theme. Christmas in July, which was sort of in late June, but it was a great spectacle. And your thoughts on the night?
I thought it was a sensational night. I thought the girls, especially Ashley, put a lot of time and effort into it, as they do every year. I think we had 320 people, which was smashed the records in regards to the intensity. I think having it at Adelaide Oval, the home of South Australian football, gave it a little bit of that mystique, overlooking the scoreboard and the church in the background and all that sort of stuff. I just thought it was magnificent. I thought Ash and the girls did a great job hosting the night, and all the people rocked up, and all the players are really good and enjoyed it, and the partners looked beautiful, and it was a really good night. So a lot of credit's got to go to Ash and Alira and all the girls for doing a fantastic job.
And roaming halves probably stole the show there for 5 or 6 minutes in the middle of the night. He thought he was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was probably the disappointing aspect of the of the night. Halves likes to think he's a comedian and a funny guy when he's really not. So he's just got to sort of stick to working for his old man in his business and just doing the right things there and trying to get a kick on the weekend. So he was pretty funny at times.
Oh, I thought he was funny, mate. He had me in stitches there for a few times. He had a bit of dirt on a few blokes, which was nice to see. So at least he left us alone over in the corner. But on to the game on the weekend. Firstly with the reserves up against West Adelaide, we had a reasonable team on paper that started okay, but we just couldn't quite capitalise on our opportunities. And then Westies a little bit too good in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually really enjoying it. I know the results aren't there for the twos, but the way they're trying to play is the way we're trying to play. They just couldn't execute on the big sticks. I think we kicked 1 goal 5 in the first quarter. It could have easily been 5 goals 1. So there's still lots to like down there in regards to what they're doing. We're very young down there. But as we saw this week, the changes in the twos, there's going to be some significant guys coming back into the team to put some pressure on the other guys. So, hopefully the back end of the year we can get a bit of confidence going their way and get some wins and get some results going our way.
And on to the main game, we got off to a flyer, which was great to kick 6 goals to 1 in the first quarter. And then, we had to withstand a few challenges from a very, very good Adelaide team. The way we moved the ball was probably more significant than anything.
Oh, absolutely. I think the Adelaide football team had 18 listed guys, plus Jack Madgen, who's obviously been at Collingwood for a long time and a relative of halves. So, to get that job done against a quality outfit who are obviously well coached in regards to structures and the way they want to play, coming from an AFL program, it was really thrilling for our guys to get the right result. I was really pleased. I thought our ball movement, the dare, which we put a lot of time and effort into probably in the last 2 weeks to 3 weeks to really get that right. But the coaches did a fantastic job in the way we assessed the Crows and the way we wanted to go about it, and I was just really proud of the effort that the guys put in consistently for 4 quarters. To get off to a flyer and kick 5 goals 1 or 6 goals 1 in the first quarter really set the game up for us, and I was just really fortunate for the young kids who came in Kai Fringle and Hugh Wisman, who made their debuts. They did a great job for the footy club, so the future's really bright.
As you mentioned, a couple of great debuts by the young lads, and Maxi Blacker also had some fine moments, and it was great also to have one of our big signings with Sam Mays coming back in and having a big influence on the contest.
Yeah, Maisie's got to take a lot of credit for the stuff that he's done with Hugh Wisman, Kai Fringle, Maxi Blacker. Like, as head of development, that's his job to promote these guys in regards to development. And those 3 kids come in and they watch their vision religiously every week with Maisie, and that's why we wanted to bring Maisie in. But on the flip side, what he did for us on the weekend in the middle of the ground, along with Jesse Wild, was outstanding. It was probably Jesse's best game that he's played for the club, and we look for his form to keep growing from there. And Maisie's form, he's only played 3 games this year, he's been out for a long time, so he's like a caged lion at the moment. So we're just really excited to see what we can do and just be consistent with our form now, and look forward to South Adelaide this weekend.
And Mr. Consistent himself, talking about consistency, Campbell Coombe, he just keeps getting his job done each week and providing a great platform for the other guys to look up to.
Oh, absolutely. Campbell just plays a selfless role every week. We put him to the best midfielder at Adelaide, and Kumi shut him out for basically a half of football. I think he only had 4 disposals for the game for the half, and Kumi was dominating himself. So really pleased for Campbell. That's why we made him the vice captain. He's a selfless player who just wants to play his role week in, week out for the club. But that whole midfield group was outstanding. Harrison Wick was back to some of his best football. The captain led from the back line in regards to his play, and when your leaders are playing well, it makes things a lot easier.
And the win gets us to 5 and 6, and just sitting outside the 5 now on percentage. And we play against one of the teams that's around the mark with us, all fighting for a final 5 spot in South Adelaide down at Noarlunga this week. Just talk us through the game down there. Our form's not awesome over previous years, but it's a big game for the footy club.
Oh, it's always a big game when we play anybody tough, but South Adelaide, obviously, they're going okay. They had a really good win against Woodville on the weekend. They'll probably get Sam Skinner and a couple other guys back from concussion the other week. We just got to focus on what we can control, and that's us. And I think, we did that really well against Adelaide, where sometimes you can focus on the opposition too much and what they're doing and what their strengths are, but we're just really focusing on what we're doing from here on in. And, we're going to play our style of football, which we played on the weekend, which is attacking. I thought the guys that we brought in Jack McCann and a few other guys, really attacked the game hard, and we've got to show South the respect that they deserve. They've been really unlucky with a few losses this year. They could easily be in the 5. So we've got to make sure that we bring great effort like we did on the weekend and hopefully get the same result.
And just a quick chat about your assistant coaches. As you said before, they've put a lot of work in behind the scenes to help you out. Just give us your thoughts on those guys.
Well, we'll start with Andrew Frikowski. So he's probably been the long-term coach for us at the moment. He's not really a coach, but he is. He does our stat stuff, and he's been outstanding in my time here for 4 years now. We're not only good friends here as coaches, but we're good friends away from the football club, which is a bit of a concern, as you know, Darryl. But Frack has been amazing. His stats and his eye for just the little things and the little 1%ers are amazing. Jimmy Allen's obviously come over, a club champion, and he's got real AFL coaching qualities about him in regards to development stuff, and he's been sensational in regards to his structure and stuff that he's implementing with our midfield group. He's been a real asset to the club, and then obviously Mitch Clisby, who coaches our reserves, is doing a great job, and he coaches our backline group, and he's a young coach, and he's still learning, so he's got a little bit of way to go. But the coaching cave is not too hard, Darryl. So, but he's developing really nicely. And Kieran Sankey's he moved from our back line to our forward line, and he's doing a great job in regards to how we want to set up away from stoppage or with our ball movement and all that sort of stuff. So, a lot of credit's got to go to those guys in the way we're training at the moment and the way we're preparing. And I'm really thankful for the work those guys do away from the football club, because they all got full-time jobs, and they put in a lot of time and effort, to make this program the best one in South Australia.
Thanks, Serge. Thanks for having a chat. It's always a pleasure. As we head down to Noarlunga this week for a 2:10 start at league level and 11:30 at reserves level. Hope to see a lot of red and white in the crowd cheering us on, hopefully for another win. See you later.